This is literally the biggest zombie survival game of all time. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome to our first look at a major, I'm talking big update, huge, for infection-free zone. This is a post-apocalyptic city builder where we're reclaiming the Earth after a zombie apocalypse, essentially, and going from house to house, door to door, building to then fortify these buildings, build walls, start farming, and reclaiming the neighborhoods, the towns, and the cities of Earth. And that's why this game is the biggest game ever, because literally we can go anywhere on Earth. We can go to China or India, any major city like Paris or London, New York. You can also go to locations like Disney World or Area 51 and build a fortified city there and attract people to join you and get your population up and then start building other settlements. It's really amazing. And literally being able to go anywhere by typing in like, a recommended city here, but then of course you can type in any city that you'd like to. The game will pull from Google Maps to create kind of a procedurally generated city, but it'll keep all the roads accurate. So if you go to Liseberg, the place that I've been to up in Sweden, it'll literally create all the paths of like a amusement park or parking lots of like large stores, and you can go and loot those buildings like hospitals, police departments, and schools to find things like crafting materials, guns, ammo, medical supplies, whatever it may be, whatever you might find there, and bring those back to your base. So the game does an incredible job of like not only creating a map off of an actual city, but it also does a very good job of putting actual locations in those cities. And so if you live in Paris, or if you live in I don't know, Warwick or something like that, then you can always know where those things are. Like, it's really cool. Real world knowledge will apply here. If you've been to Rome, if you know where there's a pizzeria and a hospital in Rome, then you know where to get food and you know where to get medical supplies. It's cool. It's really, really cool. So anyway, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and build somewhere. Let's go to Templin, Germany, and see if we can build there. And yeah, check that out. So if you've ever been to Templin before, the city may be familiar to you, and it's recommended, I guess, by the devs as being somewhat complete. Now, this game is still under development, and this is a huge update that now finally allows us to save, so now we can actually do a series on the game. Before, we could only kind of just play until we were done, and then once you close the game, everything was lost. But now, if we build a settlement here, well, it'll be saved forever. Now, this dotted line is the largest that we can expand to, and the hard square in the middle is where our initial starting area will be. So we'll kind of be limited to this area until we expand and we can find survivors all over. But everything you want is probably here. Suburban homes, offices, anything like, for example, Manhattan's just going to be too populated. You're going to have way too many zombie hordes. But a good thing is, now the developers, as one of the previous updates, have made some changes too, so we can kind of modify how things go. So I'm going to go ahead and put these all on easy, essentially, because, well, basically, going to the left and putting it on hard is just way too hard. Like, even when we turn it to very easy, this game is still very challenging. They have yet to balance it. In my opinion, easy is still kind of like normal, and of course putting it on easy allows us to see the most amount of the game in the shortest time possible. But what's cool here is we can name our settlement, we can start in different months. There is a year cycle, so obviously farming won't be able to take place in the winter, so once you get up and running and survive a few years, you need to make sure you're pumping out the food and finding more food supplies from things like Costco's and whatever, or Tesco's or whatever it may be. Well, we can't name our zone at the moment. There's going to be more settings coming up very soon, but eventually we will be able to, I hope, change our banner and some other things about the settlement. All right. Let us begin, and I certainly do love all the art for this game, too. It seems AI generated, but it does a good job of showcasing what your scouts will be doing, things like trade. There are bandits in this game as well, so we can be attacked by other survivors. Sometimes people will lead you on and say, oh, we're wounded, come save us, and then it's actually an ambush. So as this game gets later on, we're going to see some good stuff, so here we go.
The world as we know it is gone. What we called the mad virus appeared out of nowhere. It made people turn extremely violent, aggressive, and unrestrainable. Soon later, the infected became bloodthirsty, more like vampires than human. There was chaos, panic, and war for survival. Desperate people were just as dangerous as the virus itself. Even our loved ones could become a threat. The infection spread quickly throughout the entire globe. Every region, every country, every city. Drastic measures were taken to get rid of the infected, but they all failed. The last chance for those who seemed immune was to hide in underground shelters, ones that we improvised in garages and basements, loaded with food, water, and air filtration systems. These were the places where we survived, sealed from the outside. For so long, we waited for any signal, any info that a cure had been found, or the situation stabilized. Instead, we listened as the world grew quiet. Our resources were becoming depleted. Life support systems were failing. And just as we were losing all hope, we received a distant call.
To all survivors, the infection is in decline. Seek others and rebuild.
This was the impulse we needed. There were others out there. We could come back to the surface. No more hiding. From the ruins of the old world, we will build our new home.
An infection-free zone is what we'll be building. All right, let's see what we got here. Incoming transmission.
Operator, this is First Squad Leader. We made our way out. The neighborhood looks deserted. We'll have to scavenge the nearby buildings for any useful resources.
Very good. Let's look for food.
Okay, find something to eat as fast as possible.
All right, so I got to say the dev team has done a fantastic job of giving the system a really diverse way to make buildings. Now, sometimes buildings that are, for example, like the Eiffel Tower will essentially look like, back in the day when Microsoft first dropped Microsoft Flight Sim, it made the Eiffel Tower and some other buildings in that game look a little weird, like they were large office towers. Like, for example, the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. just looked like a multi-story building. But here, check this out. The game used to think that medieval walled cities were actually like department stores or residential buildings, but now the game literally puts in fortified walls. So if you go to an old fortified medieval city of Europe or a castle or whatnot, it will literally have a wall around it, but the zombies can still tear that down. Now, technically, they're like, vampires or whatnot, but you get the point. And I think that's going to be a great place for us to settle. So I definitely think we should probably make our HQ there. Although the game kind of already chose an HQ for us. We used to actually be able to choose where it would be, but I guess in this case, since it's a recommended map and still under development, that's the way to do it. Now, a lot of people will ask, how do I get this game or whatnot, and how do I get this version? There is a free prologue on Steam if you want to download that. Just go look for Infection Free Zone. But the devs do have a Kickstarter, and they have like 3 different tiers, and these are the same folks who made like 112, and I think there's also a game called 911. So a lot of these things might look familiar to you. You might be like, oh, this map looks familiar. Yeah, same devs, and they have like a whole bundle where if you want to, you can go to their, I think they have a Kickstarter with the like a Ultimate Edition that will let you get those previous games and buy this game early and get this build that does allow you to save. Otherwise, some of the prologue versions are a little more scripted to where you're just supposed to die. It's like a demo. Look, there's even birds that fly around. Amazing. Now, I want to go in here and go into the fortified city. But yeah, so we have ourselves a medieval German city, a walled city here near a river. I'm not exactly sure where this is in Germany. I'm not sure if this leads out to the sea. But there are some beautiful, looks to be lakes and rivers and streams around, so that'll be perfect for us to, fend off the zombies. But anyway, we have starting materials on the right side. We're going to create some squads here. Oh, but we have another incoming transmission.
Chief, I will speak on behalf of the other.
Also, the audio here is a little unbalanced, so
Let us go
forgive
and
me.
adapt the buildings to suitable shelters, so we won't spend a single more night underground.
Okay, then.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. So it's still under development. Some radio messages are a little loud, some are quiet.
Receiving.
And also these teams, every time you click on them, are very loud too. But we're going to follow the steps one by one. So we selected a squad. We're going to turn on scavenge mode. Everything with a question mark is a building that we can scavenge. Wow, and the ground actually looks really good. They put down, like, there's some area of dry grass. There's, like, tree stumps and stuff all around. Also, I like how the world is, trees are growing everywhere because humanity's been gone for a while. Almost a little bit like Fallout. Like, people were living in a bunker for, like, 100 years, and now they're coming to reclaim.
Reporting.
So anyway, let's go ahead and have our squad go next door. For right now, a lot of things are unbalanced with this game or incomplete with this game. Like, for example, winter will come way too early. Like, it'll say, I don't know, right now it says April, and then, like, it'll start snowing in August or something like that. So there's a lot of things that are like, wait a minute. Yeah, when you notice that, yeah, the devs are well aware, and I think they've done a good job of trying to at least create a framework where you know there's going to be something there eventually, so you know it'll be a feature coming soon, which is pretty cool. All right, we need to now build a building into a headquarters here. So we don't really build buildings in this game. What we do is we take pre-existing buildings, fortify them, and convert them to things like warehouses, cookhouses, living quarters, infirmaries, science centers, and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool. Actually, I would like to fortify one of these buildings here, but we do see, and you know, because there's a gate there, we see a pharmacy, maybe a shopping center, or like a little market, an automotive store. We can actually get vehicles in this game, so that'd be a great place to go find parts and stuff. Vehicles do have durability, they do use fuel, and so that's something to consider as well. All right, when our teams are full on supply, they'll come back to base. So we're bringing things back to the HQ.
We're on the move. Sir, the crates are in the HQ. We have to think what to scavenge first. It will be best to check some shops or warehouses. Reporting. We're on the move.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, I'll point you where to go.
A lot of messages coming in.
Sir, the sun is getting low. We don't know what's going to happen during the night. We can continue our scavenging operations in the dark, but that will be way more dangerous than waiting until sunrise.
Absolutely. Continue.
Carry on. We need those resources.
Sir, it is too dangerous for unarmed civilians to work after nightfall. Everyone will return home.
Okay, let's be safe.
Oh, the game auto pauses during radio messages. That's nice.
Clear.
So during the lot, there's a lot of during the beginning, there's a lot of messages at the kind of start of the tutorial where they're telling you everything that you need to do, like gathering supplies. Eventually, this will get a lot more difficult. The zombies will be attacking more frequently. There'll be larger hordes. Eventually, they'll start coming through the sewer systems and climbing out randomly through the ground, so you won't be able to see them until it's too late. Wow, we just found a car. Let's go.
Let's try to make it run again.
Nice. What is it? Looks like a little car. Nice.
Okay, try it.
Wow. All right. Great start. Great start. We don't need it just yet. We can leave it there. We're going to loot everything around, but it's good to know it's there.
Sir, just saw a group of infected.
Oh, the
They might
infected
not
are on the
be
way.
aware of our presence yet.
Hi. Get ready to fight.
Get ready to fight.
Yep. Very nice. So the devs, I think, have done a good job of making this game look great for the nighttime. The seasonal transitions look good. A game where you're going to be mostly zoomed out because you want to command your squads. It gives you that map view to where when your settlement's large enough, you're going to be managing multiple squads, multiple vehicles that are away. And if you remember on this channel, we played a game called Surviving the Aftermath, which allows you to get vehicles and go to the world map too. But they're basically telling us someone set a trap here. We're going to leave that alone. It's a trap for zombies or whatnot. Good voice acting here. They've fully voice acted most of the game so far, and they are going to have all those lines fully voice acted too. We're going to start with some basics now. Let's go ahead and start our people tomorrow when it's morning, since our settlers can't do any work during the night. It's just too dangerous. We're going to start cutting down some trees to get wood. We're going to convert this building here to a shelter, as one of our first quests says, 27 out of 50, so we need homes for 50. And we're going to take over that vehicle too. So I'm imagining this is a little bit scripted, right? The recommended map that we just started to play on here for Germany, that car being so close is pretty early. You have to go really far usually to find those. You've got to go almost out to the edge of the inner circles here. The first 9 that you start with reminds me a little bit of City Skylines. But as you can see, we can occupy pretty much all these areas past this. So this is the edge of the map. So if you're wondering how big the map is, well, you can build a settlement anywhere on Earth, and then you can pretty much take over. I mean, this obviously is not the whole size of, like, for example, New York City, but if you were going to take New York City, you could do, like, pretty much all of Central Park and the buildings around. Look at those hordes going. They're looking for us, and they can do real bad. Now, there is a little bit of, what's it called again? That movie with Will Smith, what is it, Omega Man? It's not Omega Man. I always forget the damn name of that game. But the movie, the one where the zombies go into houses during the day, and they only come out at night, that kind of thing. It's like that movie. You guys have told me about it time and time again. I keep forgetting the damn name of the thing, but anyway, let's continue to look for loot and booty. We're going to keep making some more. If I make more squads to go scout, that takes away from our workforce during the day, so I don't want to take too much away from the workers. We do want to cut down a ton of trees so we can convert buildings, and we do want to leave a lot of workers so they can quickly convert that building. So there are ways, too, to hold shift and go from building to building to building. I don't trust it. Far too often, zombies have come out of nowhere, and kill my squads. The game's still under, work, so every once in a while, even before the whole sewer system thing starts, you'll have like a horde that just kind of spawns near your people as they're leaving a building. So as I have these people jump out, there'll just magically be a horde there, and then they'll die. So that's typically why I don't use that, but you can do the whole shift-click thing. And, of course, we can find things like assault rifles and make our people heavily armed. Oh, there we found some ammo. All right, they're coming. They're coming to our base. They're going to start attacking. Let's get everyone back to HQ and defend the HQ. Now, they also will attack other buildings, so that's why we'll need to eventually fortify, and the developers have given us a lot of great ways to defend ourselves. Barbed wire is now part of the recent update, too. Oh, hold on. Let's watch. Oh, boy. This squad is not going where I want them to. Let's go over this way. The great thing to do here is to kind of create an area of crossfire. We can build guard towers, but in my opinion, sometimes it's better just to put a squad in a building and have a mobile defense so you can have them bounce between multiple buildings. So, and when we convert this structure, it should hold up to 72 people. So that's pretty damn cool whenever it's ready. We'll need a warehouse as well. And warehouses do get full pretty easily, so I think we're going to want to put that one there. I mean, every little bit of canned food and ammo, grain when you start farming, medical supplies, other things like that will have to be stored. But anyway, we have wooden palisades, we have wooden gates, which look really cool. That looks menacing. It reminds me of Jackson from The Last of Us and Last of Us 2. But really what I want, what I really want for this game is to be like that, where you start a settlement and you're just trying to have some normalcy, some, democracy and some, like, stability, where there's, a town and, it's defended and everybody works together in order to survive. The farmers will farm, which gives food to the, straw and stuff to the horses, and people go on the horses to go on patrol, and, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, that type of cooperative living like that, to be able to defend yourself in a small settlement. Like, everyone's going to have to work. There's no kings here. All right, another horde's coming in. We're going back to HQ with these guys. Too dangerous. Hopefully we find an assault rifle soon. If we find any sort of police department on the map, that's going to be our best bet for fending these guys off. But we're finding a lot of pharmacies here. We got maybe a police department. It says an abandoned building, but there's likely to be a gun there. It could be another handgun. Our towers will need that too. But the developers also finally put in a way for towers to have bow and arrow. So before they would need a gun in order to shoot, but now towers can actually be equipped with an archer, essentially. Every tower will take people to be able to man the tower, but they'll shoot arrows. And that's a good thing. All right, looks like the zombies are running for cover. It's daytime, so they don't want to be caught out in the open. So let's go ahead and keep grabbing supply. We're running everywhere. Like a squirrel on crack, man. We're just going everywhere we can. Now you can see some of the workers leaving the camp to go cut down trees. Beautiful.
We're on the move.
All right, let's go to our worker overview. We got 28 people who are unemployed. Should have the order to convert this. I think we did do that, right? Abandoned, scavenging. We can also take down buildings too and get materials out of them. And another great thing about this too is that if there's if you're building a wall and there's just a building in the way that you don't want there, you can dismantle it literally 4 parts to build that wall. And it's pretty cool. Or a gate or whatever you choose. Pretty neat, actually. All right, let's make sure we put some people on jobs. It should be automatic. We've got 10 scavengers. Scientists, builders, unemployed. I think the unemployed will actually go and cut down... No, it's actually scavengers here. So let's get everyone cutting down trees. We should have enough materials to actually build.
Building clear. This night was easy, but there are sure to be some infected around here.
Uh-oh.
We should build some defenses before the next nightfall.
We definitely should. Let's build some towers.
Agree. Let's build a wooden tower.
3 out of 6 squads as well. More messages, my goodness.
Chief, there are signs of smoke. It's coming out of a building. I think there might be some people. Clear. I recommend we go and investigate.
Well, that's probably a good idea.
Let's investigate.
Ready for action.
Okay. So let's send a squad over there. There's some other survivors, so that'll help get our numbers up.
We're on the move. Reporting.
Wow, imagine starting this on hard and having very limited people to cut down trees. It would take years and years and years just before you could even leave the base. But the infected get more and more aggressive, so it's kind of a rising water situation. Wow. Love the custom look of all these buildings, too. Some of them seem like medium-density buildings. There's a hospital there. This must be part of a whole hospital complex. So, but they did a great job of making, buildings look traditional, old-style European buildings, everywhere from like the 1800s all the way up to the 60s and whatnot, and then modern-looking grocery stores and things like that, or I don't know, just buildings of all sorts of type. Beautiful. All right, one squad's approaching those survivors. They're going to have to come on back now.
Operator going there.
And our squads are still scavenging. Let's go for that gun.
Receiving.
Where was that gun? Down there.
On my way.
Maybe we'll find it. Should be adapting this building to a shelter. Ah, we have to click it like that. Perfect. Okay, well, we need more wood first.
Chief, we found some survivors. They've been living in terrible conditions for the last few years. We could bring them in, but will we be able to feed them?
Oh, we'll be able to feed them.
Bring them in.
Receiving. Building clear.
So now a cool thing is that anytime we find survivors, they will kind of turn yellow, and it's under the AI control, so they'll move from building to building if it becomes nighttime. So the AI will attempt to try to take cover and not die. So that's pretty cool. But no guarantees, though, and you could lose them all. There's a bookstore there. Let's go get some science materials. We'll need that soon. And we did find another gun. Great. Let's build that watchtower as well. Right now we got everybody scavenging rather than building, so let's change that a little bit. We will have new survivors coming soon, so we could have them build once they arrive. I think for the first couple of days we definitely should gather materials first, because we can lay out our base all we want, but it's not going to be enough until we have materials to build stuff. So we have wooden towers, metal towers, fortified towers. It's great. You can almost have like damn near Berlin Wall level of security, which looks really cool. And hopefully they add more stuff in the future. Let's go ahead and add some towers here to... what the towers actually I've noticed do the most is lure the enemy away from attacking your building. So if you build a tower, the enemy's more than likely to attack that first. So put the tower somewhere where it can be defended.
Chief, we just found an assault rifle.
Hell yeah, brother!
This will come in handy against large hordes.
Very
Let's
nice.
just not waste too much ammo on nothing.
What kind of rifle does the German army use nowadays anyway? Let's go.
Use it with caution.
Great. So now that makes that squad very powerful.
Waiting orders.
And they're going to go back. Now, what I like about this is it's pretty automatic. This squad, now that they're full of materials, are coming back to the HQ to drop stuff off in the warehouse at the HQ. Then they'll run back to grab what they missed at the police station and continue to make runs back and forth until they're done. Which is why you need to kind of sometimes babysit your squads. Otherwise, they'll go back out into danger. So that's why I try to fret away from the shift control, because oftentimes it's automatic, which is cool. It looks like we have builders now. Some of those people who survived, 5 of them now, are building. All right, we have more people ready to scavenge. Let's stop for the moment, and let's gather bricks. And I think this will be just from buildings that are, or like debris on the ground, not actually buildings. Let's gather metal, too. We'll need all these things. And, of course, our people will... The cool thing is they'll scavenge anything from, like, streetlights, cars, anything that's made of metal, dumpsters, that kind of thing. And we can, of course, always do that from buildings. Like there's an abandoned bus. So some of these smaller buildings we probably want to keep, actually, as buildings for, like, additional storage or whatnot. But some of these buildings further away, we might want to demolish. We could build a wall here, and this is prime farmland, too. So if we could clear out some of these smaller buildings, that'd be great. So we can go ahead and make some room for that. So let's go ahead and demolish, like, these little... I don't know, maybe they're barns. Maybe they're little shacks. Who knows? This could be anything from, like, an electrical substation. The game's just trying to put something there. And so you can, something from something is something. But if you had nothing, then, something from nothing. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, let's go get that car, too, now that we're getting a little further from base.
Clear.
Let's see. Okay, I want that group to actually drop off materials before they go out again. Where's that third squad?
Operator. Reporting.
There's another squad out there somewhere.
Waiting orders. Operator.
Let's have a squad go up here.
We're on the move.
Go get that car. Very exciting. We've made a lot of progress in a short amount of time. Oh, I guess these guys didn't come back. They're grabbing everything but the assault rifle. But hey, ammo's needed. We need it. And that tower, I think we're just going to put on bow and arrow until we get more...
Building work done.
Yeah. So we could actually give these guys assault rifles or handguns, but I want that for our scouts, so we're not going to do that. until later. This is just a decoy. These towers are just decoys to get the zombies to attack those while the scouts are probably at the HQ. I just like having them as a mobile army. I think that just works much better for us. Alright, let's keep asking for buildings to be demolished here. I think that'll take scavengers. So, yep, they're demolishing buses, taking down street lamps. You guys come on back to the HQ. Get that car going. Where is that? Oh, yep, cargo vroom.
Ready for action. We're on the move.
Where's the Autobahn, baby? Let's go. Get in that car.
Waiting orders. Going there. On my way. Going there.
They...
Going there. Going there.
They won't get in it.
Going there.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. I was like pausing. I'm pausing, trying to see if we can get them in there.
Driving so much. This will help speed up our scavenging, and we can run over the infected if they get too close. We're on the move.
All right, let's get the car back. So the cool thing is that the car can go off-road, but traditionally it will take the roads, so it's a really good way to get a long way very quickly. The trunk also has capacity.
Well, we're gonna see.
So we can carry a squad in here, then the squad can carry additional stuff with them, and then also it's got a trunk, so, you know, we can do that way. So pretty cool.
We're on the move.
We can bring back all the stuff to our
Sir,
warehouse.
It's almost nightfall. We can already see some infected coming out of their layers. Infected incoming!
Get ready.
Okay. Get ready to defend the zone.
Auto zone. Kill off the horde. 0 out of 1 killed. We still need housing. Ah, they haven't yet finished that. 1%. So yeah, it takes a long time to build buildings. And we'll need a lot of materials. Let's build a warehouse next to that. Wow, 1,000 capacity. Let's do that one, and then let's build another shelter, because as we know, we're only going to get more survivors. Now, I don't see a way to prioritize a building, but we could do that artificially by assigning workers, and boy, oh boy, here they come. And you can see the tower working, too. All right, let's watch over things. Okay, we're good.
Operator.
I think we're just going to want everyone to stay put for now. We'll convert some of these buildings to cookhouses, maybe greenhouses. There might be ways to do inside farming. Knock out the roof of a building and somehow put a tarp over it. Here they come.
Hostiles inbound.
The infected are pillaging a building.
And there they go, attacking the tower just as I predicted. Cool. We can repair that later on. I think it's a manual repair, but yeah, only costs 1 wood. They'll get to that tomorrow. Oh, actually, if we repair that, team will abandon that building. I wonder if the enemy will still attack that if it's unmanned. Could still be a great decoy for them. As you can see, they might try to attack other buildings that we're constructing, so it's going to be a good idea just to have multiple squads to defend rather than towers. The towers just don't really do enough to even kill a horde without almost losing the tower. One horde versus 1 tower, the tower might win, but any more than that, and it's like, nah. But it also depends on what you put in that tower. Obviously, an assault rifle that we still have yet to get is a little more, it's got a little more kick to it.
Hostiles inbound.
And, of course, can fire much more quickly. Oh.
Operator.
Now, that's annoying. This building technically doesn't exist yet, but the zombies somehow know that that's a construction site for us to lure them away by leaving our building.
Operator, my way. Receiving.
There we go. So yeah, let's man that building too. And we'll kind of create a kill zone here between, you know, like a triangle of 3. 3 buildings. Watching all the corners.
Infected incoming.
Okay, more infected on the way. I don't think we're gonna leave. Not until they
Another one incoming.
until they deal with the bad guys. We keep marking buildings for dismantling. Maybe we'll keep some of these bigger ones. But I think we want to certainly try to make as much room for farming as possible. Now, I don't know if these trees will actually regrow, but I think the idea is eventually, after cutting down tons of trees, you might want to start breaking down buildings, which of course contain metal, wood, and bricks. And more goods, too, that we can search before we actually tear the building down. Looks like the zombies know it's daytime. So it's time to go out and scavenge again. So let's go to the police department. We, of course, could take the car, but there's still buildings next door that are useful. Yeah, they're going to go take shelter. So the zombies will try to dip into the nearby building. Oh, no, they're going to into that police station. Let's make sure the squad in there going with guns.
Operator, we're on the move.
And let's make sure all of our people are working. Let's scavenge that building. Check our... by the way, pausing all the time I think is a necessity in this game. Anytime you go to check a menu, you should definitely pause. Every second that goes by, people are eating food. And again, we put this on easy, but yet we only have food for we have 24 food, which is okay. The food, you know, we have over, what, 50 people or so, but it doesn't actually... the food is kind of like when somebody gets hungry, not like once per day, that kind of thing.
Operator,
oh my god, they're still grabbing ammo.
on my way.
Wish we could prioritize them to get the gun. We might be able to do that, but I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll keep making runs back and forth. I would use the car a bit more, but I think we should save that and its durability for when we go further away. If we find a, I don't know, military checkpoint or something. Although that's something I don't often see in the game. It would be cool if the devs threw in some sort of a way where a map could be procedurally changed to where a road could be blocked by I don't know, a military checkpoint or something like that. That would be much more interesting. Randomizing a city each and every time.
Going there.
Oh, well, alright, they're taking the car. Did I click on the car? Go back. Actually, no. Let's show this off. So let's bring the car now. So they've dumped off a lot of the ammo into the car. So rather than going back and forth, then that's fine. I want to, for the long run, I want to save the car, but to show how it works, let's just do it this way.
Chief, the survivors that we took in, they have some important info that we could use. They speak of various kinds of infected animals we encountered, and other groups of survivors too. But they've lost people recently. It'll take some time for them to integrate. Let me find some jobs and shelter for them.
Okay, let them rest.
So now we need to take these resources inside. Alright, so yeah, there's survivors in the game that are good. There's survivors in the game that are bad. There's, I think we can do it manually this way. Oh yeah, there's bandits. There's different types of infected. We will eventually see dogs and other very powerful zombie types. It's a bad time.
Roger. To all members, the infected is in decline. Scum is the riverboat.
Switch channel.
Chief, this is the same transmission we received before, but the signal is even weaker. Our walkie-talkies are not powerful enough for long-range communication. We have to build a large antenna. A local library or university would be a good place to search for information on how to make it work.
Let's go there.
Alright, let's make it work.
We need a workspace where we can experiment and re-engineer all the pre-pandemic technology. We could store all the books there, too. Let's build a research center and assign the most technical minds there.
Chief, 10-4, Chief, 10-4.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay. All that's delivered.
Going there.
Research antenna. So yeah, we now need to make a science center too. And we want to keep that within our walls here. It doesn't have to be as large. The science center could be rather small. We're only going to have a few scientists working there. Oh, some buildings are too small to even really be converted, I think. But did we find a book for that? Yeah, we did. That book we found earlier at the bookstore. We can have just one scientist for now. That's totally fine. Yeah, the books we found earlier are good.
We're on the move. Roger.
So there's still a lot of work, I think, with like offloading cars and things like that. There's a lot of manual work. I think you might be able to click on the HQ. There's probably some more subtle things to it. But with it still being under development, I like to just do things manually so I know they're done. Because I'm not sure what systems are there or if they work yet. Or how they work.
Operator.
Oh, I got medikits. Good.
There. Operator, on my way.
Oh, and another assault rifle. Hell yeah, brother. Of course, we can give these to the squads. We can also put them in the towers. Good stuff. All right, we got a main squad here.
Building clear.
We're gonna, I think we're just gonna keep scavenging buildings before we go too far. We still need
Waiting
food.
orders. Going there.
As you can see, we're down to 11, which ain't great.
Operator.
But we also need to find seeds randomly. We will be given seeds at some point, and we'll be able to start farming.
On my way. Receiving.
And we're dismantling buildings, so materials shan't be a problem.
Building clear.
Get more people on building. 12 people in squads, that's quite a bit. Damaging, I think we'll cut that down to 30. Go max on builder to 13.
Clear. Ready for action.
Oh well, we're bringing back lots of food. Okay, that'll get the numbers
Building
back
clear.
up.
On my way.
Yeah, everyone kind of always, like, eats when they're hungry, but it's like all at once, but it's not like every day. You know what I mean? It's not like there's one large meal for everybody and they all eat. It's like everybody kind of seems, it's different.
Going there.
It's not like every 24 hours X number of food is needed. It's more like, I feel like they're all at different settings, and some people eat, you know, half the group eats one day and the other half eats a different night. It's kind of hard to fully grasp what's going on there. Okay, well, we've got 2 assault rifles now. We should start giving those to our squads. Where's our 3rd squad? I think the squad system could be a little different too, but that's why they want you to zoom out. On this right side here, I want to be able to just click on that and just kind of see where they are without that menu disappearing.
Building clear.
So that way I can quickly check and, I don't know, I just like to monitor everything. This is the type of game that's micromanaging. Obviously, their previous game, 112 and 911, you have to micromanage all of your resources because resources for fires and riots and other things like that are all limited. So you need to make sure the right assets are sent to the right emergency to give appropriate response. All important stuff. Alright, well, we're seeing a nighttime drop again. Hordes are going to start coming out of hiding. See that horde's in hiding there. It's cool that at least you can identify that there's a horde in there before you get a surprise in a building.
Ready for action.
We're going to have our squads come back now and give them
Building clear.
full auto weapons.
Reporting. Going there.
And food went from 24 to 11, now up to 19, with more being brought back. So we need to find grain seeds. I don't think we've found those yet. But that will unlock the field and the cookhouse for us, and then eventually we will get a greenhouse. Yeah, cool. All right. Haven't had a chance to build those yet, but eventually we can make our own tools, our own weapons. I think the chemical plant is part of making possibly ammo for things like gunpowder, etc. All right, let's give this squad, if we can.
Receiving.
How do we re-equip our squads with different weapons?
Hostiles inbound.
Not exactly. I think we have to disband a squad, and I'm not sure how to give. I don't know how to give a squad a gun. Exchange. Exchange building or vehicle, no. Split, no. Go to HQ, no. Disband, no. Also, you do want to keep scouting for as long as possible because they do retain veterancy. There is veterancy in this game, and so if you have the same group scouting the whole time, it's a good idea not to give them a different job. I think if you disband a squad and then create a squad again, it will choose the most qualified people for scouting again. So if you have some people scouting, you don't want them scouting anymore, you build something and then you want them scouting again, I think the game will automatically choose the higher veterancy for that to give you the best chance of survival. Wow, rain too. Great music too. Let's go try to grab some food real quick, a little hungry. No, maybe we better stay where we're at. Also, they're going to attack all these buildings that we're constructing.
Infected incoming.
I'm going to just try to get more done at night. This could lure them away too. The AI gets incredibly intelligent. Look at that, a full squad right there. We got to come on back. They get real smart real quick. I think we're going to try to give these guys guns. And then we're going to assign people for the tower shortly. Let's go ahead and, before they attack. Big attack coming in. Get a couple people off scavenging, and then we'll need 2 free people for guards. But I'm not going to assign them yet. I don't want them going out there just yet. Yeah, maybe we'll give the tower the guns. change it up a little bit.
Infection cleared.
All right, let's see if 2 armed guards will go out there. Cool. Well, they didn't bring guns with them. Let's see how it works. They did not.
Hostiles inbound.
They did not take the guns they need. I'm not sure how to transfer guns there. I think the squad themselves should come back and get the equipment that they need. That's the way I think it should work.
Roger.
I can't click and drag that. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Another one
Oh, we
incoming.
need those assault rifles. Oh, it's okay. If they damage the HQ, we can repair. No biggie. Wow, they're trying to break through all the windows. Look at that.
We've got them. They're gone.
Nice. Now, I also think in this game that there'll be vehicles that can have guns mounted onto them, so that'll be quite interesting to see in the future. And be able to have, like, armed patrols going around. We've got quite a bit of supply, though. It's real good.
Waiting orders.
Though I want to be able to use our stuff a little better.
On my way. Reporting. Roger.
All right, people should be coming out now and working on some of that new stuff. No more scavenging. Let's try to get full builders. We want... Oh, I think we found grain. Hey, there it
We
is.
found some seeds in one of the buildings.
Building clear.
Looks like grain. There were some farming tools as well. Maybe we could use this to start cultivating the land again.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Clear. Building
Okay,
clear.
bring that in.
Fresh.
Ooh, there
We
it
should
is.
have a place where we can cook meals for our citizens.
Ready for action.
This will make our people much
On my
happier
way.
too.
I think the game has kind of a locked progression with it where
Okay,
they will eventually
let's
give
build
you
the
the things that you need
On my way.
when they want you to find it. Like, for example, I don't think we went into that building. We went to a building near it, and then it just unveiled its location. So there's a lot of that in this game, too, where
Clear.
you kind of have to wait a little while before you find something. But finding that car and those assault rifles was way earlier than usual, which is good, because this is still going to get challenging. You can still see them breaking into the base and stuff like that. Looks like our boys finally got the assault rifles. Cool. So they're in the towers. That's good. They can protect the buildings then when they... Either the tower itself. We'll keep that heavily armed. We'll change up how things go. But I do want our squads to get assault rifles. So next time we find those, we'll make sure we equip the squads in the field. There'll be plenty of those to go around. Don't you worry. We have a whole series ahead of us. This is going to be awesome. Very nice. Now we can finally save. It feels good, man. I hope we can make multiple saves, too. Let's see. Yeah, we can actually save the game. Ah, and there's an auto-save, too. Fantastic. So remember, if you've been watching this and you're like, well, I want to play this, too. They, again, you know, I saw on their Steam page that it did link their Kickstarter with 3 different versions of it. There's, like, the early supporter pack, which I think will give you access to it. There's a mid-tier pack that gives you, I think, a little bit more. And then there's, like, the ultimate pack, which also has the other games from the devs. And that will all be available, you know, via Steam. So you'll get everything that you see here on Steam, which is cool. And I know a lot of you have always been asking, like, how do I play this? Your version's different than mine. The devs did send over earlier builds for me that I think were later intended for Kickstarter. And so I'd gotten confused, and everybody else got confused with demo versus prologue versus my like early alpha or beta access, and it was just kind of confusing. So I apologize for that. But I think now we've kind of got it understood that there's the free demo / prologue on Steam, which is kind of the same thing, and then the Kickstarter, which is eventually what this game will be when it goes into more than likely early access. But there's a lot of potential here, and this is going to be literally one of the biggest games with being able to go anywhere on Earth. And the potential for that to be like the coolest thing ever is like here. I love continuously playing this, and now we actually can make a series out of this. So again, smash that like button if you would like to see a full series on this map, and you would like me to continue to play this in live streams and more, because I'm loving it. I don't know if it's a McDonald's or not, but it's certainly cool. All right, we're going to finish up building all these buildings. We're going to do our scientific research and build our tower as soon as we can. It looks like our people finally finished the warehouse. Let's go. We can hold 1,000 materials there. The HQ is getting a little cramped. We were down to about 100 storage, so now we've just expanded that by 1,000. Beautiful. Looks like we've got, housing for everyone, which is why they showed us where the grain was magically. And now we can convert a building to a research center, which we're doing. We then need to go to research, which, by the way, there's going to be a huge research tab. So we'll be able to research things about the infection and possibly cure that and or make some resistance to it. Medication for our people to heal them if they're wounded and come back to base. Communication, that's what they want us to research first, so we'll start that as soon as that building's ready. Chemistry, arms production, construction, and then food. So there is the ability to build more stuff and to make it better as well, which is really cool. So yeah, they got some stuff going on. We paused. Yep, let's continue.
Ready for action.
And of course, we can have multiple squads go to a building to scout it. Another thing to consider about this game is that the game does the best that it can to try to make a really good experience for you. But if you try to go to somewhere like the Mall of America or the Galleria or some huge mall or structure, it will take a very long time for your people to scavenge it, and it might not even be worth going to it. So I would always recommend going to like a town that's kind of got some medium density to it, buildings that aren't more than like, 4 or 5 stories tall and are a little older towns, not like, modern huge high-rises and things like that. So this is a perfect example for you. You could totally do it. You could totally go to DC and take over the White House and fortify it and build farms all around it. You can totally do that. But even there, some of those larger buildings are a little, almost too much for your squads to handle, at least at the start of the game. It's kind of a hard place to do, but it's your challenge. You make it, you create and control how difficult or how easy the game is, however you choose. And there's something pretty cool about that. All right, well, I think we're going to save and make ourselves a new save for this one because we are just out of time. So anyway, if you'd like to see a full playthrough, now finally we could do it, of Infection-Free Zone, let me know where you want me to build next time. We could continue on with this one, but we could go to Area 51 again, Disney World, Disneyland, international airports, castles, other historical sites, maybe other castles in Germany, France, and the UK, or maybe in Japan. Let me know other cities or train stations you think would be amazing, locations, POIs, and I want to hear from you down below. So leave a comment, let me know what you think. I'll read them all for next time and consider doing more of Infection-Free Zone. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.